Activists and relatives protested outside the headquarters of the Hong Kong government flying service, accusing the government of lying over the circumstances surrounding the capture of 12 Hong Kong activists. Now, the 12 Hong Kong activists were arrested by Chinese authorities over 6 weeks ago as they were attempting to flee by boat to Taiwan. They are accused of crimes tied to anti-government protests in Hong Kong last year. The families said that they had obtained the flight path of a Hong Kong government plane showing it was surveilling the boat that the 12 were in. Now, they are being held in the Chinese city of Shenzhen after mainland authorities intercepted their boat and accused them of illegal border crossing. Now, they have been termed by China as separatists.
因為根據咧呢一個消息人士向我哋咧係去提供呢一個飛行服務隊內部嘅呢一個飛行程序flying program 咧，裏邊係清楚記錄咧呢一個定翼機嘅行動代號咧係有一個 POPS， 即係 Police Operation， 中文就係警方嘅行動。咁就反映咧其實當呢一個嘅定翼機喺凌晨嘅4點大概4點10分，去到朝早8點45分咧係去進行呢一個執行任務嘅時候咧，好明顯呢一個係有警方驅使嘅，咁呢一個咧，亦都係導致到咧警方表示自己對自己整個嘅過程唔知情咧。
我要求係即刻釋放我哋嘅兒子兒女12港人，唔可以再俾佢再係咁樣喺度送中，唔可以中港合作。如果警方係話冇角色，港府係話冇角色嘅，其實佢個角色係有嘅，不過佢係冇話俾我哋聽，就當係冇角色。
The families claim that the detainees have been denied access to independent lawyers. The Hong Kong government has said it cannot interfere with the detainees' behalf and that they must face legal proceedings in China before they can come home. Earlier, we spoke to our Hong Kong correspondent, Richard Kimber, for more on this. Listen in to what he had to say.
This protest really comes as a result of continued frustration on the part of families of those 12 that they don't feel they've had any support from the Hong Kong government over this issue since the arrests were made more than 6 weeks ago. It's bred an increasing suspicion that the Hong Kong government may not be telling the full truth with regards to the operation that led to the arrests of these 12, and that's meant that there's more and more suspicion on the part of those 12 people's family members that in fact the Hong Kong authorities may have actually known much more than they're letting on about the plans of these 12 to escape, and were indeed monitoring them as they made their escape and working with the Chinese authorities to make the arrest. And the reason that's significant is because the situation that those 12 people are in now is that they're detained in China and have not been allowed back to Hong Kong, and there's no real information about how long they may be detained. So the frustration on the part of the families is if the Hong Kong government and police were somehow working with the Chinese authorities, why was it necessary for this to happen in the way that it did? Why could these people have not been arrested in Hong Kong by Hong Kong authorities and therefore be detained in Hong Kong, and everything would be much more straightforward for the families to deal with? The government, though, very clear, saying that the Hong Kong police and government have nothing to do with this case.